Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be going into 5 different facts about Denki Kaminari. Now, if you do not know Denki Kaminari, he is the human manifestation of a Pichu in the series My Hero Academia. First, I'm going to be going into his appearance and his basic biography. Kaminari's birthday is June 29th. He stands at 5'6", and he was 15 at the start of the series, but later turned 16 by the forest training arc. Denki obviously has blonde hair with a black, almost horizontal stripe in it with yellow eyes to match. This design choice was probably to reflect his electric quirk. The mangaka for My Hero actually stated that he draws Denki inconsistently all the time, but he is still the most fun to draw, probably due to that black streak in his hair. This black streak in his hair is also apparently natural, not dyed. Denki's original design had him looking much more different than he does today. Initially, Denki had looked more villainous, and he had much longer, spikier hair. Also, he was not known as Denki Kaminari at this point and was just some random electric quirk user. This original concept of Denki also looks much more like the current present Mike. Next, we will be going into his quirk and explaining that a little bit more. Kaminari's quirk is electrification. He covers his body with electricity and it can attack people that way. He does have the ability to expel some of this electricity, but it has very little control over it, and if he overdoes this, he can cause his brain to short circuit, leaving him practically useless until he can recover. His super move is just this actually, Indiscriminate Discharge, 1.3 million volts. It is an attack in which Denki releases a large amount of electricity to shock everyone around him. Despite the name, the voltage of the attack is actually closer to 112 million volts. In terms of skill, Denki is actually one of the lower ranking students in class 1A on the intellectual side. Denki was actually scored the lowest on the midterm and was forced to do extra classes during the forest training arc due to his intellect being one of his weaker points. Now, to go further into Denki's skill, I will be breaking down his stats, which I actually have right here. His power is actually a 3 out of 5, and he gets a C on that, and that is sort of shown throughout the show, as he can be very powerful in some moments, but then after those moments, he proves to not be very useful for the rest of the battle. His speed gets a 3 out of 5, which makes sense. He's not a speed quirk user, but he does look to be pretty athletic. His technique on his quirk is a 4 out of 5, which is pretty understandable considering that he knows his weaknesses and he is able to work around that. His intelligence, on the other hand, is a whopping 1 out of 5. Again, he was the lowest ranking intellectually in the class on the midterm, and he's not the smartest. On cooperativeness, Denki gets a straight 5 out of 5. He is a great team player, as seen in the tournament arc where he was proven to be very useful on his teams. In Denki's original hero costume, he wears a plain white shirt underneath an open black jacket with a white lightning pattern across his back. Along with that, he wears matching pants with 2 lines running down his legs. He has a single square-shaped earphone over his right ear, something resembling a radio antenna sticking out of the top. He was able to use this radio antenna by giving it electricity, and he was able to contact his students that way. His updated hero costume consists of a slightly shorter black jacket with fewer white patterns, only 2 near the hem and collar, and a yellow rimmed lightning bolt around each of his shoulders. He still wears the matching black pants, but they only have a small zigzag near each of the cuffs. He wears a belt and a white V-neck shirt this time around, and around his right wrist he wears a wristband with a circular mechanism in which he can shoot disc-shaped pointers which aid him in aiming his quirk. And he wears a headset with a blue tinted visor this time around, adding more aesthetic and possibly more use that I just don't know of at this current moment in time. Again, the communication earpiece is that radio antenna thing that he wears over his right ear. He wears this earpiece around the right ear that allows him to channel his electricity and create an electrical communication signals. This can allow him to communicate with other channels remotely. However, signals can also be blocked out by outside electrical disturbance. Now, he also has a sharpshooting gear, that mechanical device that he wears around his right wrist. This device goes around his right forearm and it fires pointers. It contains a dial that allows Denki to choose which pointer he wants his electricity to be directed towards in case multiple pointers are set up. Pointers are disc-shaped projectiles that stick to their targets. When Denki releases electricity, it converges to where the release pointer is. The working distance limit is about 10 meters right now. The optical visor, a glasses-like accessory that updates Denki with info in regards to his pointers. Denki's English voice actor had also lended his voice to Fairy Tail and voiced the character Jason. Though Jason isn't exactly the main character, it's still pretty cool to see that there is a commonality between the two anime. As you know, I am a big fan of both and have done a video on Fairy Tail previously, which you can check out right here in the corner. Simple plug, had to add that. Now that concludes today's video. It was just a short one, just something to get out there, and I hope that you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you want more. Leave a comment down below of what you would like to see more of. And I'm currently working on a video discussing the link between anime and fashion, so comment down below if you would like me to cover this subject or what you might want me to add to that video, as this is a much longer project that I am working on. That is why I had to throw this one out there. It's just a small little thing to bridge the gap, I guess. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Reminder to subscribe and follow the channel for updates. And thank you for watching.